Okay, so what are the central problems and why do they even exist? Simple one-word answer to that is scarcity. Like we have limited resources, even our nation has limited resources. Plus, all these resources, you know that they have alternate uses. And you have to use the scarce resource in such manner that you attain maximum satisfaction. In the similar manner, your country has limited resources and your country decides to use these limited resources into alternate possibilities, making sure that the country is attaining maximum satisfaction. So, we can bifurcate the central problems into 4 parts. The first part, what to produce. If you observe your mom closely, her one of the biggest question of the day is, "Aaj khane mein kya banaye?" Not only this, sometimes when you have guests expected at home, she has another question, "Khane mein banaye kya and kitna banaye?" So, this is the first thing. What all combination of goods should be produced and also in what quantities. Second problem, how to produce, meaning which technique should be used. Should I use a capital intensive method of production or should I do a labor intensive? Third problem, for whom to produce. Basically, it has to decide about the share of the different people in the national cake of goods and services. As all the wants cannot be satisfied, we need to trace which wants are important and for whom should we produce. Fourth problem, what provisions should be made for economic growth. Now this point is actually linked with sustainable development. That we can use the resources that we have, but we have to use it in such a manner that we also enjoy the resources and also our future generations enjoy the resources. So we have to both save and invest in the national economic resources. Now to understand this, let's take a practical example. And with the help of this, we will understand all the 4 bifurcations of central economic problems. Right? Let's assume 2 countries. One is India and one is Maldives. India is rich in natural resources as well as tourism, as well as agriculture, as well as everything. And while Maldives is a small island which is located between the Indian Ocean. Right? So, now I'll tell you one thing. Every country collects taxes and that's the income of the country. Now this income has to be employed somewhere to earn more profits, right? To earn more of natural's wealth. So let's take an example. India collects tax and also Maldives collects tax. Now the tax of India and Maldives is respectively in the hands of their Prime Minister, and now he wants to decide what and in which direction should I take my country forward. So let's take the first question of our central economic problems. The first question is what to produce. Now if you are in India, you had plenty much of options. Okay, what can I produce? Should I go more for agriculture? Should I go more for tourism? Should I go more for industries? What should I go more for? And how should I take India forward? But on the other hand, if you are the Prime Minister of Maldives, you would have this big question. Hey, either I can do fishing and I develop fishing industry, or I can develop tourism industry. Right? So this is the first central economic problem. After I have collected the taxes, where can I employ the taxes so that my citizens can enjoy a better life? The second problem, how do I produce it? Supposing the Indian guy decides, okay, I want to invest in industry area, right? And how would that be possible? Would that be possible by small scale industries involving a lot of labor? Or would that be possible with a lot of large scale industries involving a capital intensive technique? And on the other hand, suppose if Maldives decides, okay, let's develop tourism. Again, the same question. Do we need to make big hotels, big resorts? Or what kind of thing should we do to solve this problem? How do we produce? How do we make sure that we are, one of the biggest tourism attractions in the whole world? The third question that they both will be facing, for whom to produce? Like India would be thinking, okay, let me produce the agriculture produce to satisfy my country people. And Maldives would be thinking, okay, need not worry, we will import the food. But let's produce tourism for not our citizens, but let's produce tourism for the citizens of the world, so that they can come from their respective countries and give our country the money. Fourth problem, what provisions should be made for economic growth? What should we save for the future generation? Right? And India would be thinking, okay, let's save petroleum. Because India has petroleum. And on the other hand, Maldives doesn't even have petroleum. So they would be thinking, let's save our natural beauty. Let's save the coral reefs. Let's save, the tourism, all the places or all the things for the tourism, so that Maldives is beautiful, was beautiful, and should be beautiful in the future. Right? So this is where the central economic problems get real, and this is how you should correlate them every time you read the topic. Okay, so now let's do the practice.